Ryan Gosling's 2026 sci-fi adventure could face a box office challenge from one of the genre's most acclaimed directors. 2026 is a busy year at the movies, and the first period includes the release of Project Hail Mary. The film stars Gosling as Ryland Grace, an astronaut who wakes up on another planet with no memory of himself or the mission. He slowly realizes he's the lone survivor of a mission to save the Earth and other planets, searching for a solution to the sun's looming death. The first trailer for Project Hail Mary was released, teasing the film's blend of drama, humor, and catastrophic stakes. The film is an adaptation of the 2021 novel by Andy Weir and is directed by 21 Jump Street's Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. The book has been largely successful, and Weir's last adapted novel, The Martian, was a box office hit. Project Hail Mary could see similar results, especially with Gosling's star power and its talented directing duo. However, it could have a tough battle against an upcoming sci-fi film from Blade Runner's Ridley Scott. Ryan Gosling faces off with Ridley Scott at the 2026 box office. Project Hail Mary releases a week before The Dog stars. Sci-fi film audiences will have an incredible slate of movies in March 2026. Project Hail Mary premieres on March 20th while The Dog Stars releases the following week on March 27th. Both films are based on popular novels, as The Dog Stars is an adaptation of the 2012 novel by Peter Heller. The film is helmed by Scott, who is a legend within the sci-fi genre. Scott's first foray into the sci-fi genre was 1979's Alien, an influential sci-fi horror film that kickstarted a billion-dollar franchise. His follow-up film was 1982's Blade Runner, a thought-provoking film that initially underperformed but gained a strong fanbase throughout the years. Many of his other successful sci-fi flicks include Prometheus, Alien, Covenant, and The Martian. Project Hail Mary is Lord and Miller's first live-action sci-fi film, but the directing duo have built themselves an impressive reputation. They gained popularity thanks to their hilarious Jump Street films and their successful animated films, like The Lego Movie and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. They also produced and wrote the tremendous Spider-Verse films, which are unanimously revered. Project Hail Mary vs. The Dog Stars. Which sci-fi movie is more exciting? Gosling's film may be more of a crowd pleaser. Both stories have many traits that will appeal to sci-fi enthusiasts and broad audiences. However, Project Hail Mary could be more exciting than Scott's film. Lord and Miller are known for crowd-pleasing films and will likely bring their knack for humor and heartwarming moments to this film. The plot itself tells a riveting story about an average man's journey to save the planet. It's written charmingly, featuring an optimistic and curious protagonist who's easy to like. Later in the story, the main protagonist meets an intriguing alien, and their relationship becomes one of the most captivating parts of the film's narrative. Meanwhile, The Dog Stars has a darker and more harrowing story that may not be for everyone. The novel is set in a post-apocalyptic world that has been devastated by a pandemic. It centers around an isolated man and his dog as they search for the source of a mysterious transmission. It's a story that Scott could do well with, but a post-apocalyptic story about a pandemic may not be as appealing to a large demographic in comparison to Project Hail Mary. Which sci-fi movie will win at the box office? The Dog Stars may need a Hail Mary to win. Right now, the box office victory is leaning toward Project Hail Mary. The trailer generated plenty of interest, and the book also has a large reader base, meaning many will likely go to theaters to see how Lord and Miller adapt the novel. Most of the director's projects do well at the box office, and that should continue here, but Gosling's sci-fi films don't always produce box office gold. However, Scott's recent films have experienced inconsistent box office results, so there's no guarantee that the film will perform well. Funny enough, his most successful film is The Martian, an adaptation of another Weir book. 2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year for sci-fi. The sci-fi genre has plenty of competition. 2026 has an excellent lineup of sci-fi films, including many new entries in popular franchises. The Hunger Games has another prequel coming out titled Sunrise on the Reaping, and Denis Villeneuve will conclude his Dune trilogy with Dune, Part 3. Star Wars is often debated about whether it's sci-fi or fantasy, but The Mandalorian and Grogu will be a hit regardless. One of the most exciting projects is Steven Spielberg's next film. All that's known about the film is that it will involve a UFO and includes a stacked cast featuring Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, Colin Firth, Coleman Domingo, and Wyatt Russell. With Project Hail Mary, The Dog Stars, and new films from Villeneuve and Spielberg, 2026 is shaping up to be something special.